Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Is no BS Crypto right? Will HBAR make millionaires in 2024? Let's get into it. Okay, so found this video here by No BS Crypto, as I just said, and I thought I'd give it a watch because I found it very interesting from the title. And me personally, as someone who obviously invests in crypto myself, I always like to see other people's perspectives to see if they're in line with mine, or even if I could see something that maybe I haven't seen before, something that might enlighten even myself. And so I thought I'd give this a watch, and I thought I'd just do my own little 2 cents in regards to this video, because I actually did think, to be honest, it's an absolutely great video. I'll be honest, I think this is an absolute clinic. I have to give this to No BS Crypto. The way he's presented the video, the way he's gone about his arguments, everything is logical and sound. He's not gone for any kind of hype or anything like that. And for the most part, I really do just agree with everything that he's saying here. So I thought I'd get to the point here and go through the main things that he's addressed. I've not done the whole thing because it is quite a long video, so I didn't want it to be a thing where I'm literally just reiterating everything that he's saying. It's more just me trying to add to the points that he's making and as to why I do think he has valid arguments. So we'll get to the points here. Obviously, I'm not going to play the video for copyright reasons, but I've got all the points that I want to address and I'll go through them, okay? So the first thing he said was, you look at some cryptos and you always just think, like, why hasn't this crypto really taken off? Like, it's got great fundamentals, it's got great utility, partnerships, all that kind of stuff. Why hasn't it taken off? And he basically just said that the market hasn't really caught up with the value of HBAR yet. And to be honest with you, I really do agree with that. I think the thing is with a lot of people when they see all this kind of stuff, they think that there's going to be this really big, interesting answer, and to be honest with you, the real answer is probably just boring, and it's just that the market just hasn't caught up with HBAR yet. It just hasn't really had its turn, because when you do look at everything about HBAR is absolutely incredible. When you look at the partnerships, when you look at the governing council, when you look at its utility, all the things that it can do, everything about it, it's just screaming a huge opportunity. And so I really do think it's not one of these things where there's like this big conspiracy theory where Hedera are dumping on the market and, the elites are trying to stop it from getting its chance to shine or anything like that. I really do just think at the moment, HBAR just hasn't had chance for the market to catch up with the token. And I think that will be something that comes in time, of course. And so after that, one of the things he then got into is how he basically said HBAR is one of the safest coins. I completely agree with this. I've been saying this for a while on my channel now. HBAR to me is one of the safest cryptos I hold. It's one of the cryptos that I have no worry or concern that I'm ever going to lose money on it, if I'll be completely honest. I don't ever lose sleep thinking this crypto is going to completely drop in value and not recover. I don't think that the CEOs are going to get caught in any kind of scandal or anything like that. I really do believe HBAR is just a safe investment. And I think this is one of the things that a lot of people forget. During the bear market, HBAR was one of the most stable coins that really didn't drop as much in value as other cryptos. And this is why I say you've got to take the rough with the smooth, because during the bear market, a lot of people was giving HBAR its props. Oh, it hasn't really dropped in value. It's really maintained its value quite well. It hasn't been dropping significantly like other cryptos. So yes, it hasn't really taken off at the moment like some other cryptos, but it was also holding its value well during the bear market. So this is the thing where you've got to take the positives with the negatives as well, right? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. And that's why I say with HBAR overall, it's stable, it's safe. That's why I don't have no real concerns with it overall. Okay, so he's then basically talking about how he's got an altcoin portfolio and how he's basically expecting to do about 30x on each of his altcoins that he's invested in. He's basically saying that he's trying to not get too greedy because he got wrecked in the last bull market. I guess that's because he had cryptos that was really running up in value. He obviously held for too long. They obviously dropped in value, missed his opportunity. That would be my assumption from what he said. And so obviously we're seeing that he's trying to be a bit more conservative with his expectations now. So he then gets the HBAR and he says that if you buy in at an average of around 5 cents, if he goes to $1, it's a 20x. If he gets to $2, it's a 40x. If he gets to $3, it's a 60x. Now, he's basically saying how he understands that people might look at that at the moment and think, that sounds like a high type of figure right now, looking at the current market activity, that kind of thing, HBAR's current performance. But he's saying if you look in the previous bull run, there were altcoins that actually reached these types of market caps to make those kind of prices. So he's basically saying if you look at Cardano or if you look at Solana, they was reaching the type of market caps that you need for HBAR to reach $1, $2, $3, etc. And so he's basically saying, in his personal opinion, he thinks that HBAR can reach $1 quite easily. He thinks that that is very achievable in his opinion. And the reason why he's saying he thinks that this can be done is because he's looked at the previous altcoins that have done these kind of market caps in the past, right? And then he's basically saying, well, what you've got to think is, in those previous bull markets, there's not going to be as much value in there as there would be in the new bull market, right? There's going to be more value that ultimately comes into the market. So these kind of market caps were achieved before. Well, if there's more value going in, then that should be even more value than the previous bull market, which should mean that those market caps should be able to be achieved and even more. And I agree with this because the best way I can explain this is if you think about Bitcoin. If you think about Bitcoin when you first got in, very first at its inception, I don't know what the first price is. So let's just go with an example here. Let's just say the start of it was like 1 cent for a Bitcoin, right? Then you start having some bull markets, and let's say it goes up to let's just say it goes up to $300. Then it goes through a bear market, so it has a retrace. So let's say it goes from $300 down to $50, right? Well, the original was 1 cent. So even though it has had a retrace, the price is now $50 even after a bear market. So there's still value within Bitcoin. And then from there, before it was $300 at its all-time high, let's say it then jumps up to $1,000, right? And then let's say it goes back into a retrace. We go back into a bear market. So it goes from $1,000 to, let's just say after this, $600. Well, even though you're seeing that the bear markets are coming in and the price is retracing, there's still more value in it than previously, right? Because it's gone from what was once $300 to now $1,000, and then it's gone down to $600. So that's still more than the $300, which was the previous all-time high. So there's more value within Bitcoin even during that bear market. So while we have been seeing value being driven out of the market via liquidations and FTX collapsing, Terra Luna collapsing, that kind of thing, obviously diminishing liquidity, we're still seeing more value in the market than before. And so when the next bull run comes in, we should see more value coming in than what is in currently. It should add to the current value that's in the market and drive it further up, okay? So when you do think about it from that kind of aspect, I agree. And this is why, for example, you always think when a bull run comes in, the crypto should surpass its previous all-time high. Does that make sense? So when you're thinking about it now, more value is going in, so it should obviously be able to flip its previous all-time high because more value is going into the market, being driven into the cryptos. So to me, that sounds completely logical. That sounds completely reasonable to me. And so this is why he's saying he does actually think $3 is achievable. He thinks $1 is an easy target to reach, and he actually thinks $3 is achievable. Now, he doesn't say $3 is a guarantee. He's not saying that is 100% what's going to happen. He's just saying he thinks $3 is achievable. To me, I can't disagree with what he's saying here. Overall, I agree with everything that he presented because he's not just gone with the general stuff of like the governing council, you know, the partnerships and just the utility and stuff like that. He's really gone into like how market caps are, what type of market cap it's going to take to reach this kind of price. Is it reasonable to expect this kind of market cap going into HBAR in the next bull run? He's really gone into like the science of the actual market and that kind of thing and how value flows in and out of cryptos. So this is where I have to say, listening to every point that he has made here, I do generally agree with him. So do I think, going by what he said, that $3 is achievable? I do. Again, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I do not know. But everything that he said, every point that he's made, it's all been sound and it's all been reasonable. So I've got no reason to say that $3 isn't possible. And even $3, it sounds like a lot right now. It does. But that's because we're not in the full hype of a bull market. I don't know if you guys have been around to see a bull market, but it's insane. It's absolutely insane, the kind of prices that you see going with cryptos. And I'm not even talking about just the big known cryptos. Like you can be in small cryptos and they're just jumping up crazy amounts of percent. It's just absolute insanity. So to think that HBAR couldn't reach $3, no, I'm not going to rule that out. Again, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. But with everything that's been expressed here and everything that he's talked about, it's completely reasonable to say it's a possibility. So time will tell if this actually does happen. But the way he's explained this, I think it's been really good. The other thing he was talking about was market dominance. And basically saying how HBAR would need to reach a certain level of market dominance depending on what the market cap is of the entire crypto market to reach these kind of price potentials. As I say, I'm not going to go into all that because it's getting really complex and I don't want to make the video too long. I'm just trying to get to the main points here. So if you do obviously want to see this video, feel free to watch it if you've got time. It is a great video, so I do recommend it. But overall, the points that he's making are completely sound and completely plausible. They really are. The other thing that he just said was in regards to HBAR just gaining a lot of traction, way more than he saw in any other crypto in the market. Again, I have to agree with this. I've done countless videos, as you know now, about HBAR. And the amount of stuff that I'm seeing and the things that I've shown you, like charts where Hedera has been top of the list in terms of like TPS, quarter on quarter growth and that kind of stuff. Like Hedera has been dominating a lot. So the way I've been seeing it growing in terms of developer activity and all these kind of things, it's really growing exponentially. It really is. And so when it comes to all this kind of stuff, and again, just to get to the price, there's a saying that goes with investing, and this can apply to the stock market, the crypto market. They're both financial markets, right? It says the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And the key word there is irrational. And that's a big thing to understand, because with investing isn't meant to be easy. It's not meant to be that you just come in and just make millions. That's not how this works. That's why people have to be careful with investing, because this is the thing. A lot of people, when they do investing, they go with like what seems like the obvious answers, right? So let's say some good news comes out and they say, oh, good news has come out, the market should do well, let me quickly invest. And then normally what happens is the complete opposite. And the reason why that is because if it was that easy, everybody would be making money, right? And that's what I think it is with like HBAR and stuff like that. You look at some of these cryptos and you think, well, they can do all these amazing things. They've got all these companies behind them, all this kind of stuff. Why isn't HBAR already taken off? Why haven't we already made millions from HBAR? Because it's the obvious choice. And to a degree, I think that might be the problem. It's the obvious choice. And I don't think it's going to be a thing where you can just come in and just make millions and then just go. Like, that's not how this works. This is why investing is psychological, because it's, can you hold on to what you truly believe in? Can you really have the faith and conviction to stay here even when that crypto is losing value? Do you believe in the research that you've done that in the long term, this is going to do well? And that's why you see sometimes like these coins like Pepe and stuff like that that take off. It's meant to confuse you. It's not meant to be easy to make money when it comes to investing. It really is a psychological test. And so that's what I think it is right now. A lot of these obvious cryptos that you think should be doing amazingly well, yeah, they're probably not going to be the ones that are just taking off, because everybody would be making money. You've got to see if you've got the conviction to see if what you believe in is correct. And I think long term with HBAR, I think it is correct. And that's why I'm just sitting here with my conviction and I'm waiting patiently. I'm just waiting for our turn, because I do think it's going to come. So I'll leave it there. But overall, absolutely great video by BS Crypto. Hats off to you. Kudos. I really like this video. As I say, if you guys have got time to check it out, feel free to. But very positive, and we'll see what happens. You know, very exciting times. Very exciting times. But what do you guys think? HBAR going to $3 in the next bull run. Do you think this is possible? Do you think it's going to go to $3, or do you think it could go to more? And how long in the bull run do you think it can take for it to get to this kind of price? Or do you not agree with this? Is there anything in this video that you don't agree with? Or do you just not think that HBAR can reach these kind of price levels in the next bull run? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.